live. Let's go live. What are you doing? What are you doing? Say hi, my boy. Say hi, my boy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to say hi, Laylers? Say hi. Okay, so hold on. I think I'm having some issues with Facebook. Let's see if I can reconnect it. Let me log in. Let me make sure. So there is some issues with Facebook. So if let me see if I can get it to work. Hold on. I am trying to get it to work. I don't know what's going wrong. Hold on. Let's close this out. Why are you growling? Why are you being a meanie? Why are you being a meanie? Hold on. Let's see if I can get this to do. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this to do what it's supposed to, because I'm not sure what it's doing. If I can get this to reconnect. Okay, so I'm not sure which destination is not working. If it's the group, hold on. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to remove it from the Facebook group. So, I guess, why isn't it working? Okay, so I guess I have to remove it from Facebook, because apparently it doesn't like it today. What are you doing, my honey girl? What you doing, mama? What are you doing? Come here. Okay, say hi. You want to say hi? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, say hi. Say, say, I get in bug. Say, I'm a big girl. You want to say hi? Say, I'm a big girl. Oh, yeah. Oh. Say, I'm a big girl now. You see how big she's gotten? She is massive. Massive, massive, massive. So, right now, Facebook is not working. So, I don't know what's going on. I'm Layla, be sweet. I don't know why. Why aren't you working? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what's going on. What are you doing? This is going to be okay. So if this is like a cluster, I am so sorry. I am apologizing, because yeah, I had this all set up. It was all working earlier, and yeah, this was not what it was supposed to be. What, Shadow, my boy? Huh? What's the matter? Are you being a mama's boy today? They are being very needy today. I am sorry. He is being very, very needy. So anyways, I'm sorry if this is not working on Facebook. I had it all set up. Sometimes Facebook likes to not let things work for some reason. Don't ask me why. It happens. But we did have it all ready to go. Why is iTunes still playing? I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it is supposed to be stopped. It is not, but it was playing Bluetooth anyway. So we can start this now. I promise you, if you are new here, I am not, well, let's be really honest. Sometimes I am this much of a mess. Hi, I'm Betsy. I am a mess 99% of the time, but we love to do crafts over here and talk about real things. I'm really honest. And you will also see my puppies quite a bit. They are always underfoot. And yes, the big dogs are puppies. They're only about 6 months old. They are, the two big ones are brother and sister. We rescued them off the side of the highway. The little one is a Chihuahua. She is rotten. She is about 10 years old. So there you go. So let me say hi to people. So hi, Liz. I am glad you're here. Hi, LJ. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Adriana. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Glendora. So, and normally we have more in the chat, but as I said, we are having some technical difficulties because of Facebook. So, technology. Sometimes you love it, sometimes you hate it, you know. And if you see me not looking at the camera's way up here, comments are way down here. You know. Again, technology, how it's all set up. Let me drink some of my coffee. I don't know how y'all are. So for me, I make coffee in the mornings and then I get so busy. This is my coffee from the morning. It is what time? Oh, it's 4 o'clock. It's what time it is. I have epilepsy, so I take lots of medicine, so I don't always remember what time it is during the day. So yeah. I don't ever finish my coffee. And when my husband gets home in the afternoon, he's like, hey, did you eat anything? And typically I have not. So he makes sure I eat and have more to drink than just this. So, and it's not till I really start filming and stuff that I'm like, oh, hey, I need to do like actually drink something. And because I start talking. Oh yeah, LJ. I tell them to be sweet. And since they've started doing their training and stuff like that, like whenever they get their treats and stuff like that, I'm like, you got to mind your manners. And they don't get their treats until they sit down and like they all have to be sitting and doing what they're supposed to before they get their treats. So like we have this thing down because like I don't take them for their walks. Like I cannot physically do that. One, I'm not supposed to go walking. Like I think, well, I can if like other people are with me, but like I can't go by myself. One, and two, they're too big. Like even if I like wasn't dealing with like my medication stuff, getting like settled and all that kind of thing, they would just like drag me around all over the place. But we're trying to get them trained so like they're not like jumping and stuff all over me because that's like a big risk. So we're trying to get them settled. So minding their manners is a good way to treat them. So let's say hi. Hi, Catherine. You're new here. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Scrap. Thank you. I think it's finally starting to grow in a little bit. You're making afternoon coffee right now? The good thing about, let me tell you, I don't know if anybody else uses like the aluminum tumblers. I got these Corksicle ones. For Valentine's Day, I got Jeremy. He likes whiskey. And from Corksicle, like I had gotten an ad from them that they had like this whiskey tumbler that made like this special ice cube that had like the tumbler glass. And then you got like this silicone tray thingy that made like this angular ice cube. I'm going to try to think of the best way to say this. And so I got on their website and I got that because he, as I said, he likes special whiskeys. And when I did, I saw that they had Mickey and Minnie. And y'all know, well, if you don't know, I am Disney obsessed, as you can tell. So I got me a mini one and him a Mickey one. And I am obsessed with steel tumblers. We live in the South, hence the Texas draw, and the Southern y'all and all that fun kind of stuff. So they had these, and I got me a mini and him a Mickey one. And again, I'm obsessed with steel tumblers because in the South, ice melts rather quickly, and I nurse drinks. I don't drink alcohol. One, with all the medicines I'm on, alcohol's not good. Epilepsy, I'm not supposed to ever drink again. I was never one to drink anyway, but I'm obsessed with these. So these are great. What was I even talking about? Who knows? But yes, with having my coffee with these that was what I was saying. With having my coffee in these types of cups, it doesn't get watered down. So I feel like it lasts and I don't feel like it's getting gross. Does that make sense? Yeah. That was the point I was trying to make. Okie dokie. They have halters like for horses that prevent pulling. They do, but we have them in training, LJ, to get them to where they don't. But so hopefully we get them through that first, and then we can kind of get them to where they need to be. Does that make sense? But until then, yeah, there's no, I can't do it at this point. Especially with there being 3 of them. It's just like, there's no, there's no way. Kathy, so let's see. Yes, I cut my hair. So between medication and all my health issues, I was losing it. It's finally like, okay, so I think the length of stuff is covering up the bald spot, so that is good. I've lost a lot of weight. Again, medication and health issues. I haven't done it on purpose. I can't work out. I cannot get on a treadmill. I cannot lift weights. I cannot go for a walk by myself. So this is not anything I have done on purpose. That's it. Makeup, I did do on purpose. I have a lot of free time on my hands, so that is something I have done on purpose. Shadow, what are you eating? Cameron, come see what Shadow's eating because he's tearing something up. But I do have fun with makeup. I'm not doing a makeup channel anymore because I'm just like, I want makeup to be like my outlet and just have fun with it. But yeah, makeup, I'm just having fun with playing. Exactly, Liz. Like, tumblers are fun. I have a tumbler press coming in because I don't want to work with the convection oven, but I do have a tumbler press coming in. Like, I will show it to y'all and I'll do videos and stuff over it because I'm excited for it. I don't want to make them and sell them, but I do want to do tutorials with them because I think that will be super fun. Hi, Colleen. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, like, that's the thing about it. And I am going to do some videos because I am kind of doing like a reset on Layla. Be sweet. You quit being a boss. You quit being mean. You do not have to be mean. You know, she thinks that she has to be mean. You are not licking me in the face right now. You do no. But she thinks that she has to be just like a grouchy old lady. But yeah, I am kind of doing a reset on this channel because, you know, as I've said before, like with everything that's happened over the past few years, and when I started YouTube, it was for a whole different thing. And with all of my health stuff and closing the business part, you know, things have changed and I kind of want to do like a reset. And I want to kind of go over how I'm feeling with everybody and kind of talk about the direction things are going to go, because like videos and stuff like that really aren't going to change per se. But oh yes, it is a lit rose behind. Okay, so this is what Jeremy got me for Valentine's Day. So this is, let me turn it off so you can see it, because I do not like real flowers. I am probably not a normal woman in that aspect. You can get down now. This is like an iridescent rose. It's like for one of those forever flowers. It's kind of like, you remember those old school like gold dip roses and stuff like that. This is kind of like that, but it's like iridescent, because I love all things shiny, glitter, sparkle, holographic, if you cannot tell. And I saw these and I showed Jeremy. I was like, those are so cute. But I do not like real flowers in the least little bit. I think it is a complete and utter waste of money. Do not send me flowers. Jeremy and I have been together over 20 years, 22 to be exact. And he has gotten me flowers once. And because I think, as I said, I think it is an absolute waste of money. Buy me something that is going to last. Don't give me plants, especially don't give me plants. That, to me, that's worse than get me a flower, because I know for sure I'm going to kill that. But yeah, but I'm kind of doing a reset and like a re-get to know, because like, even though like I was still posting videos, the content was just to get content out. And I want to almost reintroduce myself and show what I am, and not what I am, who I am. Brain. Betsy. Don't always mesh. I think like this is one of the things that I've said, like, and if y'all have questions, ask questions. I do, even though sometimes things that come out of my mouth don't sound that smart, I am very smart. I do know a lot about vinyl. I know a lot about sublimation. I know a lot about this stuff. It doesn't always sound like it on the live, but I do know a whole lot about this stuff. All of the stuff with vinyl and all that kind of stuff. Like with my epilepsy, my brain doesn't always sound like it during a live, but this is like my thing. But I am trying to reconnect, because I did kind of like check out mentally and physically, like from people like my viewers, my subscribers, quite a bit. And I want to reconnect, because it was like the easiest thing for me to do. So what am I going to make tonight, Catherine? I have actually been working quite a bit. So tomorrow is the Patreon kit video, which this kit video, so will be for March. So what we typically do for the Patreon kit, and I'm going to kind of explain it since y'all are here. The video goes up in the middle of February, which will be the kit that goes out at the beginning of March, which tends to be stuff that happens in April. So this is going to be for Autism Acceptance Month. Now, this kit is going to be a little bit different, because, and I will go ahead and explain it now a little bit, because the SVGs for March are all going to be free. Because it's going to be a little bit different, the kit will still cost money, but everything that's going to go up tomorrow as far as SVGs will be completely free, because this is a thing that is something near and dear to my heart, because autism is something that my son has. So I want, especially because of that, and with there being some changes to Autism Acceptance Month, I want to make sure to get the word out early. So we are talking about it early, and we want to make sure that the voice for it is loud. So hopefully that makes sense. But for my videos, I am doing a lot more editing because of brain not always wanting to function. So they are taking quite a bit longer to do. Let's see, Nanette, going on 47 years in March. Some would say we couldn't afford a lot when we got married and told him they would just die. Trust me, I know. So Jeremy and I got married when we were 19. We were teenage parents. Caden was born a month before I turned 19. Nadia was born when we were 17. She is not my biological, but you see how my dog scratches? But that is my child. Wouldn't change trade either one of them for the world. My home life was not a picnic. And so 2 kids as teenagers was not anything easy to deal with. So that definitely puts you things into a different perspective. Life is a whole lot easier now. Well, things are easier financially now. It's funny. Like, as you grow older, things change. You know, some things may be easier one way, but more difficult in another. And that's kind of the things you don't realize, you know, as you age until you get there. You know, that thing, you know, you think as you get older and like as your financial situation, like especially if you've come from nothing and as you start to make more money and things like that, oh, that things are going to be like smooth sailing and it's going to be like, this is going to be easy. But it's not. So, Christy, as far as copyrighted things go, because Rick and Morty is copyrighted, you are not supposed to do Rick and Morty. So you can create a Rick and Morty design. You can take and go online and trace out a Rick and Morty design if you want to. You are not supposed to sell a Rick and Morty design. You can make it for yourself, but you are not supposed to sell it. You are not supposed to do anything with it because it is their intellectual property. It is their design. And those are things that people need to realize. If you go and buy a Rick and Morty design like off of Etsy, that is illegal. Like if I go and purchase a Disney design off of Cricut, I can show you how to use it. I cannot give you that design. I cannot take and so there's a lot of gray area with that, but I got like lipstick coming off because of the puppy, so excuse that. You know, I can see it in the monitor. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, I have videos on showing you how to like trace things, but I cannot show you how to make a Rick and Morty design. Does that make sense? Like that is their intellectual property. And that is against the law. And a lot of people like, because you'll go like to small shops or you go to different areas and you'll see people like, or even going to your local mall and you'll see like t-shirt shops in the middle of the mall and they will have intellectual property for sale. And you're like, well, if they're doing it, why aren't they getting in trouble? Because they just haven't been caught. That doesn't mean what they're doing isn't wrong. And a lot of times people don't realize that. There is that to think about. that is a choice. Just because you see someone else doing it doesn't mean it's not wrong. But yeah. And again, Christy, so doing a saying from Rick and Morty, that is has a little bit more leeway. It depends on if it's a copyrighted term. Like from Beauty and the Beast, tell as old as time. That is something that is okay to use. It is not a copyrighted phrase. But if I used, trying to think, like what's the Gaston thing? Because my brain doesn't want to. No one fights like Gaston. If I use the phrase "no one fights like Gaston," then that is a Beauty and the Beast phrase. I could get in trouble for that. Does that make sense? So there's kind of more along the lines of how it works. But yeah, LJ, life doesn't get easier. Exactly. The challenges change. Hi, Steven. Wait, did that... I'm okay. It's everybody else. We'll just remember that. It's not me. It's everybody else. Where's my puppies? I hear someone chewing. Cameron, I hear someone chewing. Well, exactly, Stephen. To infinity and beyond is a phrase that was used well before, not that. Like I heard some. It was in the living room. Do you think they were doing something they weren't supposed to? But yeah, to infinity and beyond is a phrase that has been used quite a bit, or like life is a highway. But you know, there's things like that. I don't know. But yeah. You know, I have a feeling one of these days I'm going to end up at the emergency vet because those puppies have eaten something that they're not supposed to. Because part of the problem is there's two of them. There are two. And it's very hard when there are two. And they like to eat things that are not their toys. And they have a bajillion. And I'm not over exaggerating. A bajillion toys, and we buy them constantly. Mary Jane, it felt like I've seen some of mine ideas in other places. What ideas, Mary? Well, I mean, and the thing is, like, as far as ideas and things like that, I hate to say it this way, but everything has been done. So there is special sublimation tape. So as far as like thermal tape, like the heat tape, like the thermal tape, that's regulars. There are, as far as t-shirts go, I hate to say it, but almost everything's been done. The phrase is there's hardly an original idea. That is true. I mean, like I'm like, oh, I thought of this idea, and then 5 seconds later you see someone with something that is pretty darn similar. Now one thing you got to realize, LJ, is like thermal tape, for the most part, that thin tape, that's all safe for sublimation. Now, like if you use the transfer material from like heat transfer vinyl, that most of that is polyester base. So that is not what I would use. If you need like a transfer tape for like that kind of stuff, t-shirts, specialty materials has one that is made from silicone. So that might help. Steven, that is true. Pretty sure unless you trademark something, it's fair game. And the thing is, even if you think of something and you may not even realize it, there's a lot of stuff that you may not even realize is trademarked. There is a lot of stuff that gets trademarked that is like simple stuff that you didn't even think of, because people are butt heads. Like a lot of people are butt heads. And even if you think you thought of it, you may have not thought of it. It's just the nature of the beast. It just really is. And again, like there's a reason why the phrase is there's no original thought, because I mean, think about it. Human existence, we've been here for a long time. And even if you feel like you've thought of something, it has been said, it has been done, and you may have, exactly, LJ, you may have not thought of it first. Or even if you have thought of this, it may have been said similarly to how you just said it. Okay, so it was okay. I'm not trying to butcher your name. Whenever certain letters look the same with my medication and the way my brain works, things come out wrong. So Sarah, yay, I'm pronouncing that wrong. So the difference between a studio and an SVG file in Silhouette. So a studio file is the Silhouette file. A SVG is an SVG. So the studio file is Silhouette's file. It is their version of an SVG. A SVG is an SVG. So SVG stands for a scalable vector graphic. So that is just like a generic term for a vector file. And what a vector file is it is a graphic that is designed in curves. So what that pretty much means is, like, whenever you look at a JPEG, if you zoom in on like your typical JPEG or like your typical picture and you blow it up, you know how whenever you blow up a picture, like your photograph, and it gets squares and it looks pixelated. Well, whenever you blow up an SVG, it never gets squares because it's made of curves. So it's an algorithm that looks like that. So that's because it is a vector graphic, because it's designed in like a computer program algorithm format. So those types of files are SVGs, EPS files, which stands for encapsulated postscripts, AIs, which are Adobe Illustrators, Corel Draw, which is a CDR. What else? Flexi Sign, which is an FS, which Flexi Sign is what they use for big sign files. I'm sure that there's probably some that I'm missing, which like the Inkscape files, that type of thing, but they're all the same kind of thing. That is a vector graphic, which is also the studio files from Silhouette, whatever Brother Scan and Cut uses, and also whatever Cricut uses. So yeah, that kind of thing. But that's what it is. And then you've got your JPEG, your pixel files, which are your PNGs, your PDFs, your JPEGs, those types of files. But yeah, that's kind of the difference. And that's kind of what your differences are and what your programs will do, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so to me, whenever you're looking for, like, because I get asked quite a bit on like what types of programs to use, like, because they're like, do you want a Silhouette? Do you want a Cricut? Do you want this? Do you want that? I always recommend to people getting an outside art program, not Silhouette, not Cricut, not Brother Scan and Cut, not like whatever the cutter of the moment is. I recommend getting something like Adobe Illustrator or Inkscape or Corel Draw. Corel Draw is my favorite. It's inexpensive compared to the others. I think it's pretty easy to use because, and this is the reason why, this is the biggest reason why, because you can take and create your SVG and you can use it with Cricut. You can use it with Brother Scan and Cut. You can use it with Silhouette. You can use it with whatever. And there's not that learning curve. You just import and you use it. You don't have to worry about it. That's what I think. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. LJ. My dad invented tools that would help him in his work. Then for you. Hey. Be sweet. That's not how you behave, Missy. Let's see. My dad invented tools that would help him in his work. Then years later, he would see it for sale. Someone had the same idea. No one saw his tool. No one saw his tool, just that there was a need for it. Yep, that's kind of how it works. It's just, you know. No, ma'am. Hi, my honey girl. That's kind of how it works is, you know, people see things, they think of it. No. What you doing? What is you doing? What you doing? I don't know how y'all's puppies are or if y'all are like me because, you know, dogs are life. And they're always around. But yeah. But yeah, puppies are everything to me. Or not everything. Oh, so for like PNG, LJ. So, okay. So Corel Draw is great for your vector style images. To me, like if you're wanting to do more of like the photo editing, which is more like to deal with the what you're wanting to create more of like the PNG stuff, that is more of like Photoshop or Corel Photo Paint. And actually, let me look and see because I just bought a program today for my Mac, LJ, to do that because I have trouble with that. That is something that is really not something easy to do. And I bought something for my Mac to do that. So I bought a program called Super Photo Cut. It was like $15. And if you saw my thumbnail today, where it had, oh, I'll see you later, Stephen, where it had just like my face with the background, that's what I used to get rid of the background on my photo. It was very easy to do. It took me like 5 minutes. But that's how I created that PNG. I'll type it in. It was Super Photo Cut. Now, I don't know if they have it for Windows. I don't know if you have a Mac. But I know that they have stuff like that for Windows. But yeah, like stuff like that. But that's what I found. Because one of the things, as I said, like with everything, like I am trying to, because as I said, I'm at home now. And I'm wanting to get back into the YouTube space, but like I am wanting to explore like my creative side more. Hi, babies. You don't have to lick my knee. You don't have to lick my knee. But I am wanting to also explore my creative side, which I think also benefits y'all too. Because the more I learn, the more I can teach you. Maybe that's helpful for y'all, but I feel like it's helpful for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I try. I really do try to make sure I don't slur and I don't sound bad. Layla, really? They can hear how you sound. They can hear you. You sound so mean. You know that, right? You know, right? Um, actually, I can use to turn an SVG into a PNG. All I do is use Corel Draw and I just export it as a PNG. That's an easy thing. So for Corel Draw, like all that you have to do is export it as a PNG. That's an easy. And I can show you it, like if you need a tutorial for that, that's a quick and easy thing I can show you. And like if you email me or message me on like Facebook, Patreon, or anything like that, let me know. Cameron, why don't you come like get Layla and like play with her or keep her occupied? Yeah, that removes the white background. The only way you're gonna have a white background, LJ, is if like there's a white box, like if you actually save a white box around it. But like if you need me to walk you through it, like email me or message me like on one of the social medias and I can literally like show you picture by picture how to do it. I have no issue with that. And that goes for anybody too. Like I may not be able to get to it like right away, but I will gladly do it. Like I have no issue with it. And I also, in the description box, I have a crafting group. It's not the Cuttin Corners Vinyl one. I set up another one. It's called Betsy's Bees. That is like a judgment free. It is just a crafting group. It's a fun thing. We talk, we hang out. That is just to, and also to craft, but it is just something a little bit different. But that way it's a little bit more laid back. We can help. And that way, like I can sit there and like post and really help out people. Y'all are all more than welcome to join it as well. Like, so like there's no pressure. It's linked in the description box. So as I said, like I'm trying to make things like no pressure. Like as I said, with like Patreon and stuff like that, it's listed and I am posting a whole lot more stuff. Yes, it's on Facebook, LJ. And as I said, everything is linked. And even like with Patreon and stuff like that, there's a whole lot more stuff that is going up that's free. And like anything that's going up, like that is on Patreon that's free is listed like on Betsy's Bees. So I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, you can share your Disney projects on there. Like as long as you're not giving away the files, you can share whatever you want to. Oh yeah, you can, whoever wants to join. Let's go ahead and block this user. But yeah, whoever wants to join, you're more than welcome to. It's judgment free. If you're the only thing, if you act like a butthead, you will get deleted. But yeah, I mean, and it is whatever you want to share. I mean, and it's that kind of thing. And I mean, like, that's just kind of how it is. Because, as I said, I just want it to be, it's something I need in my life too, if that makes sense. Like, I am at home all the time. Everybody else is. LJ, a big thing was I didn't want to, one, forget that it was on. Two, I don't want to have to sit there and turn it. Three, a mug press for me is a whole lot easier. I didn't want to have to sit there and worry about dealing with shrink wrap and all that kind of stuff. Like a mug press just seemed like a better option for me. So that's what I decided to go with. I have experience with mug presses before and with sublimation with mug presses. So that's what I decided was going to be the best thing for me. It was also easier to store. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, the thing with like, I don't know, this thing with this like a convection oven, like the turning of it and the shrink wrap of it, like that was like the one that I got was 600, but the one that I got I got the one that had the most attachments, but they have different versions that doesn't have as many attachments. So as soon as it all comes in and I get like everything set up and like get used to everything, I will show you, like do a whole video over it. Because I want to actually get it all set up and played with before I do it, because I want to make sure that I recommend, you know what I mean? Because like before I recommend anything, I don't ever just recommend something before I play with it. Ever. And I hope y'all realize that, especially when it comes to anything that costs like that kind of money. Like ever. Because even if I'm willing to drop that kind of money, I don't ever expect anybody to. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of money. Like, that's a lot of money. And I don't know. I don't know. Like, because I have seen other people, and I'm not going to name any names, where it's like, oh, I just got this in, and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's mainly because, like, I don't watch crafting YouTube. I've said this a million times, because it's part of my job. Now, I love crafting. I've always said this. I do love crafting. Like, I love doing this. I love playing with it, but I don't want to sit there and watch it all the time. But like for makeup and stuff like that, I love, like, I've gotten to the point where I really don't watch it anymore. But like, I was getting to the point where it's like, oh, you got in this eyeshadow palette. You've played with it once, but it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Wait, that can't be true. How did you get that? From you watching it once and you put it on your eyeballs once and you've worn it for 5 minutes. You cannot tell me that this eyeshadow palette that you got for free at 50 bucks, 50 bucks is still money. I am not going to recommend 50 bucks to someone. Is still money. You know what I'm saying? So whenever it comes to things that cost, like I may show something and be like, hey, if I've got an affiliate code, which I have a few, but not many, I may be like, hey, I got this and this is cool. But I'm going to be like, hey, you should buy this. You know, that's just not how I do things. I will never review something the day I get something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may show it. Exactly. So I think it's Soraya. I think I got it. It's Soraya. I've been sitting there, like, after I saw your name, like, I've been trying to figure it out in my brain. I think I figured it out. I think it's Soraya. Don't be nervous. You're going to mess things up. Let me tell you something. If I could show you the amount of things that I have messed up over the years, heck, if I could show you the amount of things I have messed up in the last week, I don't think I've messed anything up today. I have not messed anything up today because I've only worked on the computer today. And I plugged in a printer because I got in a new laser printer. But I mess things up all the time. And let me tell you, I mess things up all the time. All the time. And I have done this professionally. Professionally. For over a decade. Over a decade. And when I say over a decade, I have done this over a decade. And I have spent on equipment alone. This is going to make y'all crazy. Would you like to know that in equipment alone, between screen printing equipment, printers, plotters, computers, I probably have spent close to $1 million in equipment over the past decade and a half. And I still mess things up probably on a daily. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Do not ever feel bad that you mess things up. You will make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you're not human. Never feel bad for making mistakes. It's part of life. Heck, I have fried equipment. Yes, I have fried equipment. Heck, I literally, I don't know if y'all saw my video over converting sublimation printers, where I talked about our investment, the first sublimation printer I bought like 15 years ago that turned into a $10,000 paperweight. Yes. Yes. It happens. It happens. I have wasted money. LJ, let me explain something to you. And so when we started this, it was small, and then it's grown. And we have had big equipment. So y'all see the crafting and some of the smaller equipment, but we have had we have big equipment, and we sold a lot of the big equipment, but we have big equipment, like the screen printing equipment, like our M&R printer or screen printing press alone. One of them was $50,000. Our Roland Eco Solvent printer was $50,000. That's not bragging. And I'm saying this isn't me trying to be like, oh, look at what we spent. This is not me bragging. I want to make that perfectly clear. This is not me being like, look at how much money I spent. It is not. It's the cost of doing business. When you're working on signs, and we made big signs, like 4x8, 5x10, huge signs. And we did big quantity 10,000 shirt orders, like custom screen print shirts. That's those kinds of things. That's why, that's the kind of money and equipment. Thank you, Maria. This is, what am I wearing? I don't remember what I'm wearing. Yes, Chrissy, you got to take it out of the box. You never know what you're going to do until you take it out of the box. What was it? Laura, looking healthy and pretty. Makeup will hide a whole lot of stuff. On looking healthy. I don't know if you can tell. If you actually look in the light, you can kind of see the darkness. Concealer is your best friend if you want to hide dark circles and you want to hide actually how unhealthy and stuff you actually look. You have not seen me without makeup. There's a reason why. If you haven't noticed lately, the amount of eyeshadow and stuff I have started putting under my eyes because it really hides how bad that area looks. And for some reason, whenever you lose weight, people are always like, you look healthy. Because you do. You look, whenever you're skinnier, it's like, oh, you look, it's like you look better. Even though it's not always that you're actually healthier. It's just automatically, it's like, oh, you must be doing great. But yeah. But yeah. So big equipment is very expensive. Big equipment is expensive. And then like computers and computer programs. Like computer programs are freaking expensive. Like over the years, the amount of money in like art programs and stuff like that is just so much money. And like a Flexi Sign, which is a sign program. That's part of the reason why I was like saying that like Flexi Sign was one of the programs. It's typically like $2,500 to get it, like when you get a new plotter, like, which is this term that's used in the industry for like a Big Brother scan and cut or a big Cricut, which they make like Graphtex or Pumas or Sumas, which are again a Big Brother scan and cut or whatever. So you get like your Flexi Scan and Cut or Flexi Sign, and then you get like the dongle, which is like, looks like a memory, like looks like this. So it looks like your, what is what this thingy, like what are these things called? What are these? Give me a second. Flash drive. Flash drive? Jump drive. Yes. So they're like these, but it's a key. And you have to have this plugged in your computer to use that program. If you lose this, then you have to rebuy this program. You cannot use that program on another computer. You have to have this. It's like, it's so bad. Huh. But yeah, LJ, it's so much. And you got to think, it's like, and it's over such a long-term time period. Like, because we were in business for so long that it just like added up. We had 3 or 4 big printers. Yeah. And then we had several screen printing presses and, yes, it's the key to the program. And there are several program thingies that are like that. And it's annoying. It's annoying. But it's like that so that way you can't just copy that program and then it's like they update them and then you can't, like, so like every couple of years or like every year it's like you have to get a new one. And if Windows updates, you have to do this. And there are so many different things people don't realize whenever it comes to like bigger businesses that go involved and stuff. It's like payroll stuff. Oh, there's so much involved in business. Like, I'm so glad. Like, there are certain parts of being in business that I miss, but there's a lot of it. 90% of it I don't miss. 99% of it I don't miss. Exactly, LJ. If you actually add up what you spend in stuff, you would be shocked because you don't realize what it actually is until you look at it, if that makes sense. Because you don't think about it until you actually look at it. It's kind of crazy because you're like, oh, well, you need it and you just do it and you just need it and you just do it. And then it's like, wait, what was that all entail? You know? I don't know. I think my husband. Oh, yeah. How much we spend on our kids. It's like, I don't know. My husband is home. So, I think we're going to end it here today, guys. I'm sorry it did not work on Facebook. Facebook sometimes, like, I've had that issue before. But I love you guys. We will see y'all next Tuesday. Remember, tomorrow we will be doing the Patreon kit. Remember, the SVGs for the month of March. So they will be going up tomorrow. Will be free. But yeah. We'll see y'all later.